I've seen several articles calling for Salah to be out of the starting 11. It might be best for the team, but I wonder how that will affect the morale. It's kind of interesting that you brought this up, Chad, because I was discussing this tonight with the lads on the podcast, and I asked kind of the same thing. Where's your head at with the Salah situation? I would be of the mindset that nobody's undroppable, but I would also give him a bit of leeway for a few reasons. One, he's earned the right to have maybe a period at the start of a season where we're unsure. I don't think that he's fallen off a cliff. I don't think that his legs are suddenly gone. But I do think the situation with Diogo and the changing of the guard, if you want, at Anfield might have a part to play in this. So Mo mentioned this himself. He's still getting used to Hugo Ekitike and the movements. If you mix in Isak on top of that, Florian Wirtz in behind, I can totally understand why maybe Mo is struggling a little bit to get to the levels that we're so used to. But how long Arne lets it go, how understanding he is, I don't know the answer to that one. I think as long as we keep winning games, Chad, the manager will probably get a bit more good grace with it, as will Mo. But if it starts to impact results and maybe we're not getting wins and Salah's not playing the way we're used to, then maybe it becomes a bit of a bigger problem. But I certainly don't expect them to be benched anytime soon. I think, we have to be understanding as fans that the Diogo situation certainly hit him hard, and, he has enough good grace with us from the many excellent years of service and numbers that he's put up. So, tough one. I'm glad I'm not in Arne's shoes, but I also want to back that up by saying something else. If it does continue on for a little bit, I don't think he should be undroppable, or at least I don't think he should be unsubbable. Everybody has to hit the standards required. And when the pressure for places is increased, when you bring in the likes of Alexander Isak and Hugo Ekitike, and you've got young Rio coming through, well, you're going to have to be maintaining your levels or it will become an issue. But for me, I'm not expecting a change just yet. But it's a really interesting point and one I'd like to hear the chat's views on. Salah has to be central, no pace to be the man anymore. So I kind of came to terms with his pace dropping off a little bit. But what has wound me up a little bit, Nedge, is the amount of passes that are ricocheting off legs or not getting past the first man when Salah gets into position. Now, he has the ability to pick out a wonderful pass, and he has this particular pass that I really like, which is like an angular one towards the byline where we've an underlapping run player who comes in and connects with it. But I do get your point on the pace, but it's something that I think hasn't really suddenly dropped off. I think it's been there, the lack of pace, for a while, and there's seemingly no intention to play him central so far from what we've seen, despite many of us as fans talking about the prospect of Mo playing centrally. It's not something that we've seen yet. So I'm with you, but so seemingly Arne isn't at the minute. Paul said, Craig, do you think Salah needs to leave for us to get Elise? So I'm hearing a couple of different things on that, Paul. There is some people who believe that we'll try to make the move next year to bring him in and have a year before Salah goes. And if I'm being honest with you, I think succession planning is best done a year before. So ideally, I'd like him to be in before Salah departed, but I guess that depends on Bayern's stance, the fees, and a few other things. Paul said, I agree with you, Craig. I just wonder if Elise would want to come in and be a backup for a whole season. But would he be a backup at that point? That's the interesting point, Paul. Like, if you brought him in and Salah's going in a year, trying to be respectful here in how I word this, would you mind if you upset Salah at that point, if it was for the best interest of the team? I wouldn't, because I'm about Liverpool and Liverpool winning. So if Elise came in and he was performing better than Salah and got the shirt, no problem. If Salah was performing better than him and stayed for the rest of the year and Elise had to be a bit part player, so no problem with that either. But I'm a big believer in competition increases everyone's levels. That's why I loved hearing what Hugo Ekitike said about Isak coming in, and that, he doesn't mind it. He expects it at a club like Liverpool and he will rise to the challenge. So I think competition's a good thing. And if you're a player like Elise coming to Liverpool, well, you're going to have to believe in yourself, aren't you? Because one, you're going to be coming in at that point on a very, very big fee. And you don't come to a club like Liverpool unless you believe in yourself and your ability. So it'll be an interesting one. Michael Murray said, "Hey Craig, good to be back." Thank you, sir. It's great to be back with you. I've been looking forward to today's stream all day. You know, you hate the international breaks because they are definitely a lot quieter than normal streams, but honestly, delighted to be here and back tonight and get the first one back out of the way. And Neil said Rio taking over from Salah. Well, he'd have to switch up sides at the minute. Obviously, Rio is thought of as a left-sided player, but I honestly do think it'll be Elise. I think there's a lot of truth to that.